Oh boy. That's a bit much for before the talk, don't you think? Wow. When I'm in one of my little stinky moods, I put that on, and I just become so grateful for the shower and the hot and cold running water, and for the stove that comes on when I turn the little dial. Wow, the car that starts up. Have a car. What a gift. You know, it's so easy to focus on all the things that you don't have, especially when you have so much. Gratitude is just a way to help us open up to divine grace and be blessed for what we have been given. Focus on that. I want to start off this talk on the empty chair with the first point in the lesson summation. Enlightenment does not mean, or being a oneness blessing facilitator does not mean, or finishing and getting your yoga certificate does not mean, getting graduated as a Unity Ministerial School student and a minister does not mean that you will never judge again, be angry again, or blow it again. It's not going to happen. When these things appear in our lives, we can stop and ask for grace. Once this you that we're so obsessed with surrenders, awakening just happens on its own. Today I want to talk about the missing link in our spiritual practice, and I'm dedicating this to the Oneness University that we are all graduating from and come from all the time. We all live in Oneness University. It just looks like it's separate here with our little tiny agendas. For me, the missing link to our spiritual practice, particularly for a lot of us who are New Thought metaphysicians, I think the missing link is devotion and grace. Devotion and grace. Paramahansa Yogananda, a great spiritual master and avatar, said it this way: the process looks like this. 25% is our own effort. That's my practicing meditation every day. That could be doing the daily word. That could be working with A Course in Miracles. That could be reading a Bible story. That could be whatever your practice is. That is your effort. It could say, I'm going to sign up for the class on prosperity. I want to get some energy, money moving through my life. That's your effort. That's 25%. The other 25% is the gift of the teachers and the teachings. Here's the clincher. The full other 50% has nothing to do with you at all. It is a gift of divine grace. You set the stage for that grace to appear in your life. When I went to Oneness University with Maureen 4 years ago for our 28 days there, one of the things that they said that they noticed about all the Westerners from all these different traditions who've been practicing forever, the one thing they noticed about them was that they were constantly struggling to get it, to be more spiritual. If I could just have the one concept that I could hold on to, oh, then I would have it, I would get it. And they said, in the very struggling to get it, we push it away. Yeah, relax into the presence of the moment that you're in right now. Relaxing. Oh, I have had years of doing this work. Deidre knows this well too. We have led dozens and dozens and dozens of workshops, been to dozens and dozens of retreats on the Kanuga. Nobody can get higher than I get. I love to get high. I'm a child of the 60s. You understand. I'll do it naturally. I did it the other way. Now I'm doing it naturally. I like it. I like to get high. And so I get these wonderful concepts and be with all these spiritual people and just get really, really, really high. And then I come down off the mountain and I come back into Tuesday. And Wednesday. And then Thursday. And then by Friday, I'd be, oh my God, I blew it again. And I'd start beating myself up, you know? Oh, I didn't get the concept right. I'm a miserable spiritual failure. That's why I'm broke now. That's why my relationships have fallen apart. How did I attract this illness to me? Wow, how did I do this? And what they told us was, that's not true at all. You're not getting anywhere. You're coming from it. You are it. You are divine beingness. expressing yourself through yourself. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founders of Unity, were just like you and I. They come from, and by the way, I brought this doorway with me to Cayuga, and for them it was all fresh, and they were real happy with it. Not bored with it as you all are. Oh my God, what a great doorway. And they're going, put that thing away, someone burned it. Some of the next launch there. The doorway of awakening. We come from invisible substance. We come from a wellspring of love. And the Buddha said, then that invisible substance, wellspring of love, becomes physical in our thoughts, in our words, in our deeds, in our habit patterns. Therefore, let all of your thoughts come from the wellspring of love for yourself and for countless others who will be attracted to being with you in a moment. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore were two beings that came from that wellspring of love into a body, of one called Charles and one called Myrtle. And they entered into the teachings the way a lot of us do, through suffering. Charles had an injury in his hip, and he had a limp, a noticeable limp. He was going broke. His finances were in the tube. Myrtle was told her whole life she'd inherited tuberculosis and she was going to die from it. And they went to a lecture by someone named E.B. Weeks, where she heard, I'm a child of God. Therefore I do not inherit dis-ease. And she began to heal herself, and Charles healed himself as well. So I've talked about this many times before. And from that formed what's called our Unity movement. And the movement came out of the New Thought era of Emma Curtis Hopkins and Ernest Holmes and divine science and science of mind, all neighborhood energies from the 19th century, almost as a reaction to the way in which people were practicing before. I wanted to get 3 chairs. Can I get 3 chairs here? Here's 1 chair. And 2 chairs. There we go. I'd like to say I'm glad we're not all full, but that's not true. I wish there were no chairs. And when Charles and Myrtle would pray, because they'd experienced healings in their life, they would do something that annoyed their children. And by the way, you're an annoyance to your children. You know that, don't you? You annoy your children, just the way you think and act and react in the world. You annoy them with all these positive Pollyanna thoughts about a loving God and a great presence and think good thoughts happen. You know, you annoy your children. Please, keep annoying them. We need to be annoyed and troubled a little bit so we don't get stuck. So when Charles and Myrtle would pray, they came from a tradition of almost a reaction against using the old way of doing it, of a personal relationship with the divine in the form, whatever you want to worship that form in. And so when they would pray, they would sit, and Charles would be on one side, and Myrtle would be on the other side. And then in the middle would be that annoying, empty chair. And in that chair, they would place the presence of Jesus Christ. Not just Jesus Christ, the cosmic Christ, not just Jesus as one of many beings, but Jesus Christ, the personal relationship with Jesus Christ. To me, what that said was, as brilliant as they were as metaphysicians, and they had the concepts down like nobody I know, they always left a place for with all that I know, there is that which I don't know. The empty chair in your practice allows you to be open to divine grace, to be open to I know but I don't know. It allows you to receive the blessing not only in a universal way, a metaphysical way, but in a personal way. I think unity and science of mind and religious science have the best understanding of how these concepts work. Really, I love them. But the truth is they're only concepts. There's much more to all of this than that. And I think if we can add to our practice, who is it for you? Sometimes for me, it's Paramahansa Yogananda. I have a picture of him, if our luggage ever gets here and our moving stuff, of his last smile. I love that smile. Sometimes it's that smile. Sometimes it's Ramana Maharshi. I put that in my chair, my empty space. It leaves me open to being present and surrendered, to trust and be simple and innocent and teachable, and not to have all the answers, but to be hopefully asking the right questions. I just recently was with my granddaughter Emerson over in Wilson, and she's a great teacher. She's 5 years old, and you know about that innocence of a 5-year-old. And her relationship with the divine is everything and anything is possible. And so she was talking about being a genie. Being a genie. And Maureen, praise God, had the camera. And we filmed her answering any question or giving you whatever you wanted as our little divine grace genie. Take a look at this. Grandma's in this too. You'll love it.
I am so happy because the genie has come to visit me. Oh, please.
The genie comes to visit everybody.
Oh, I love this genie. I need that genie to rub.
What would you wish?
Oh, I need the genie to rub my neck. No. Because that's where I hate it.
What else would you wish for?
My shoulder. This is such a good genie. Oh, such a wonderful genie. They have to give her a promotion. The head genie, yeah, because she's the best of the whole group. Oh, that feels so good.
God made me a genie.
God made you a genie.
If you would like to be anything you want, just ask him and then he'll make you it.
That's right. I love that God.
I can change into everything like an angel or whatever I wish.
Yeah, me too. I'm almost feeling like an angel now.
Alright, what would you like to wish to be?
I just want to be happy and quiet and a little kiss over here would be the closing of this whole hole. Thank you.
Thank you.
And over here, Jeannie.
What would you like to wish for next?
Okay, Jeannie, I'm going to say goodbye and we're going to turn this part off, okay?
Okay.
All right.